Lauren, I'm really excited for today's craft.
Yes. So today's craft, we are diving into Dollar Tree. We're going to talk about Dollar Tree and using Dollar Tree for your blanks.
Yes.
It's a really good money saver. I'm super excited. I've tossed around the idea of we're gonna add some vinyl to a couple different pieces.
Yeah.
So that you all can see. And I want to get on the Dollar Tree website because if you guys didn't know, used to Dollar Tree only allowed you to buy in like
200
big, like you had to buy, kind of like buy in bulk through the website.
Yeah.
They are now offering lower quantities, like 2 and 4.
No way.
Yes.
I'm so excited for today's project.
Y'all ready?
2 variations. Let's go.
Let's go.
Woohoo.
Okay. So it looks like we have a bunch of stuff here on the table.
Not too bad.
Well, you know. Some people may be afraid of this. Please do not be afraid of this. A drill is my favorite craft. No, I won't say my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. But today, we are going to be making this adorable little shelf sitter with these wooden or foam dice. So let's go overhead so you guys can see this a little bit better. I'm going to lay it on the mat and then we'll pull the mat up. Y'all, look how cute.
Oh, snap.
And these are so easy to make and very inexpensive. But
love it.
I feel like this is something that you could get a pretty good return on investment for.
I think these are like, I want to make this for my house, my office, I just love decorating with this.
Right. And not only can you say 4-letter word, whatever, you could do one word here, you could turn it over and do another set of words here if you wanted to.
So it's interchangeable.
For the season.
Yes.
Look at that, like Noel could be on this one for Christmas, or there's all kinds of things you can do with this. But I am obsessed. Now these are the wooden dice. You can find the foam dice, and I will show you guys where you can find those. We do have the foam dice here, and I'm going to show you how we turn these into. Now these, obviously, you can't stain like we stained the wooden dice. These you do have to paint. Baby names, Brandy said baby names would be adorable on these. Put baby names on those.
That could fit my baby's new nursery.
I know, it's beautiful.
I love it.
Maybe I'm gonna have to make some for them.
I love that.
So while we're overhead, let's just go ahead and talk about the materials that you're gonna need for this project. So of course the dice. We have the foam dice here. I do have 2 of these wooden dice. I will say this, the wooden dice come in packs of 3. So obviously I used 4 here. And in the spirit of saving money, you all know me, I'm always in the spirit of saving money. I did not run out to Dollar Tree and buy more just to show you guys. We did have these that we had purchased. Now the difference, these do have kind of more of the hard square edges where these are softer and rounded. But I did find on the Dollar Tree website that you can find the foam ones and order them on the Dollar Tree website, okay?
I love it.
Of course, we have our light grip Nicopa mat. This is our favorite mat to work with. If you are new to our channel, you can find these on Amazon. We absolutely love these. I do have some cream colored vinyl here. You can use whatever color you want. If you want to go with the theme of a nursery or a different color, that's completely up to you, but we do have permanent vinyl. Now, when we're talking about vinyl, let me just say, for those that are new, if you did not know, you can apply HTV to wood.
Oh, it's my favorite.
It's my favorite.
We love it.
You can apply HTV to wood. Do not be scared about doing that, okay? We just did permanent vinyl on these, so don't worry.
I love that.
We do have our StarCraft chalk and mineral paint in linen white. This is obviously one of our favorites. I love their chalk and mineral paint. It dries so fast. It goes on super, super smooth. We do have some different size wooden beads. I will grab them out of the bag for you guys. Now these we did get from Amazon. Somebody did say that you can find them. I feel like somebody said they had them on Dollar Tree. Well, look, I'll show you how to look, okay? But these we did get on Amazon. They are linked below. If you are wanting to stain, Minwax Early American is our absolute favorite stain to use. I don't know why, I just love this color. It's not too light, it's not too dark, but that is the color of the stain that we used for these blocks, is the Minwax Early American. Jute, and that's gonna go through your blocks that you do. This is just to tie them together. We do love jute. You don't have to use jute. You can use whatever else you want. A sanding block is going to come in very handy when you are working with the wooden blocks, just to give it a nice little sand. You always want to give wood items that you are staining just a good once over with a sanding block. That way the wood, it opens up the pores in the wood and it allows it to soak in that stain a lot easier.
People don't know that. Like, the reason you sand is to make sure you're getting a really good stain. It's so cool.
Really and truly, that goes for painting as well. It's amazing. And then obviously we do have our paintbrush and then our drill. Now our drill, this is to, obviously these dice, and I'll go ahead and open these, they don't have a hole through them. So you are gonna have to drill through your dice. Once again, y'all, if there's one thing you take from this, do not be scared of power tools.
Do not, no.
Do not. Power tools, honestly, are gonna be your best friend when it comes to crafting. So please do not be scared of power tools. You can actually get a pretty nice drill. This is a DeWalt. It's one of the more expensive ones, but you can get like a Ryobi or a, you can get, there's a couple on Amazon, kind of like off-brand, that work just as good if you're just using them for crafts. Don't go out and spend, you know, $100, $150 on a drill unless you are planning on using it for other things.
Right.
Okay? And yeah, that is pretty much the supplies that we need for this. One thing that is not on the table that I do want to talk to you guys about is we are, if you are painting your little wooden beads, it's kind of a little trick that Courtney has done. What we do is we like to put it in a Ziploc bag. Put a couple spoonfuls of paint in the Ziploc bag and shake it up.
It's a really easy way to paint
that's why these are already painted, because I didn't want to, I put like 2 spoonfuls of the paint in the Ziploc bag and there was a lot of extra. So I just threw all the other ones in there and shook it up. So that is a really good hack for you guys. If you're painting the wooden beads, instead of having to sit there and paint every little piece of this wooden bead.
I love it.
So this is all of the supplies that we have. So what we want to do now, before we jump into the project, and I've gone back and forth, me and Tanner have gone back and forth. Do we make the full thing? Do we not make the full thing? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But before we do that, I'm going to turn our computer on. So what we're going to do now, I want to hop over here to our share screen, and we're going to go to the Dollar Tree website. I want you guys to drop me an emoji if you've ever even been to the Dollar Tree website or just didn't know that Dollar Tree had a website. So if you didn't know that Dollar Tree had a website, drop me an emoji. Or if you've never been to the Dollar Tree website,
this was
drop
a game
an emoji.
changer when we learned about it. And when we learned about it, again, it was only bulk, like 12, I think 12 was the minimum. Maybe 20.
It was like, I thought it was
48?
15 to 20.
Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot.
And it's not only 15 to 20 like individual. Sometimes they would come in like packs of 5 and you would have to buy 15 or 20 and you really only needed like 2. Okay. Oh, Deb asked, but then how do you get them out without getting paint all over you? Y'all get ready for hack number 3, because Lauren's about to give you hack number 3.
Yes, Lauren,
and I can't
give
find,
it to us. Your favorite
find
tool.
the straight one. No, there is a weeding tool, especially from Cricut, that is just the straight
like our
weeding
new
tool.
weeding tool. If you sign up, or excuse me, our new tweezers. So that one's an easy way to like hook the little bead out. And then I use the tweezer. Like the tweezer's nice. Like I either one, and then I just wipe off the paint.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I don't use the straight weeding tool, the one that's completely straight.
No.
Here is what I'd like to do. Because when you shake it up in the bag, it sometimes leaves it like clumpy on one side and not on the other. So I like to use the straight weeding tool, which we don't have one sitting here. And I don't know where one, I know there's one out there, but I'm not gonna run get it. Straight weeding tool. I go in the bag and I'll use this one for example. It's not gonna work. Anyway, actually, run and get me a straight weeding tool because I want to show them what exactly it does. So if you use the straight weeding tool, it will sit on top of it, which allows you to come in with a paintbrush and just paint all the way around it and get those clumps off of it, which are amazing. The straight, go overhead and show them this. This is the straight weeding tool that I'm talking about. The poker, Annette says yes, the poker weeding tool. So what I would do, let's just say this is the bag, whatever. I would come in, put it on there, so it sits on the straight weeding tool like this, using the bag to maneuver it on the outside to put it on there, so that it sits there and you're not having to hold the tweezers, and then you can come in with your paintbrush and just even it out. So that's how I do that. Okay, so somebody said a wooden skewer, but the problem with the wooden skewer is that it's gonna fall all the way down to your fingers, and y'all know me, y'all know I like to keep my nails done, and I don't like to get paint on my nails, so this allows it to stop right there, and it doesn't go down any further.
Wow.
And then from there, what I would do is I would just come over to my plate, pop it on the plate, and then grab another one and paint it and go from there.
I love it. It's so smart.
Hack number 3.
Because let me tell y'all, if you've tried to paint beads, that painting beads will make you not want to use beads, period.
Oh, I mean, I have another Dollar Tree project back here that I can show them.
Show it to them.
So here is another Dollar Tree project that I had back here just to show you, because I know we were talking about Dollar Tree projects. If y'all look at the back, these beads are not painted because I absolutely hate painting wooden beads. So just saying. Somebody said put tape on. There's all kinds of things you can do. Like, just because I say, I'm just telling you guys what I do. I don't like painting wooden beads. So anyway, now back over to Dollar Tree website. What you can do, they do have the seasonal that's going to be on the front page. They even have the Dollar Tree Plus already there for you. Like, you can just click and browse it.
I love that.
But what I like to do when I'm trying to find blanks is I will go into the toys and craft section, and then I will either go to the wood and metal crafts, depending on what you are wanting to look for. They have the jewelry and beads, craft basic and embellishment, all of this. So let's just go to the wood and metal crafts, okay? And then you can look. See, it says up here at the top, smaller quantities. So now, minimum you can buy of these wooden round DIY door hangers, 3.
Wow, that's not bad.
No. And
I would totally get 3.
$3.75
for stuff that I'm going to use.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, here are the bigger craft cubes. These are the bigger ones. These are 2.25 inches. 3 of those is the minimum. Not bad. Here are these are the teeny tiny ones, just so you guys know, because there's 36 together. These are the teeny tiny ones. But yeah, they have changed it now to where you can purchase smaller quantities pretty much with all of their craft supplies.
I love it.
At this point, like, what are you doing not buying from Dollar Tree?
Right.
These are the wooden beads specifically. Crafter Square DIY wood dice, the 3 count that we used for the home sign that's already completed. Candy says, I just ordered $150 in blanks from Dollar Tree, and if I had to guess, Candy probably got 3 or 4 boxes full of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can elevate. There are so many things at Dollar Tree that you can elevate.
And if you're doing a lot of favors for Valentine's Day, etc., holidays coming up, you're going to need more than 1 or 2 anyway.
Exactly. So what I want to show you guys.
We're also not affiliated with Dollar Tree at all.
No, we're not.
We just love them.
We are not affiliated with Dollar Tree, just so you guys know. If there's anybody at Dollar Tree out there, hit us up so we can be affiliated. I don't actually, you know what? I don't think Dollar Tree is affiliated with anybody.
No, they're not.
But we'd like to be. Okay, anyway, back to our share screen. What I did, if you just type in dice, it will come up. Obviously, there's going to be products that come up that, you know, are different. One thing that I want to show you guys, these are already painted white. These were not the ones that we bought.
Yes.
But they have them on the website that they're not painted. They're just already, they're white in general. Yeah. So really and truly, all you have to do is add vinyl to those and string them, and you're good to go.
Wow.
You don't have to paint them. You don't have to do anything else. And this is part of the smaller quantity. So there's one that you don't even have to do anything with. These are the ones we're going to be painting today. They have different ones. These are the ones that we started out with, the large foam dice that Courtney did the Instagram TikTok on. These are the ones that she painted. They do come in a 2-pack. They're $1.25 for a 2-pack, so just keep that in mind. They are a little larger, but they're still really nice. But I mean, here's a 2-pack of blank ones that you don't have to paint, or you can just paint white. So yeah, that is this is where you will find this. You can also, just because something is, use your imagination when it comes to Dollar Tree. Just because it may not be in the craft section doesn't mean it can't be used for crafts. Like we use, where is the, I'm trying to look for like the kitchen. So kitchen and dining. If y'all have been around us here recently, you all know that we love to use pizza pans, cups, things like that from Dollar Tree to make beautiful crafts with. There are so many different things that you can do. They have this nice like plastic servingware that you can really elevate a gathering that you're having if you wanted to elevate it with that, and use your Cricut to, like these votives. So easy to put something on those votives and elevate it with your Cricut.
Ooh, you know, people are still into tumblers, especially selling them. Can we see if there's any tumblers on here that we can get? This would be so cool.
So let me just, their tumblers are really, really good at Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree tumblers. So let's go to their tumblers and look. This is the one that I like. This is my favorite from Dollar Tree. It is $5, but to buy a 20-ounce tumbler anywhere else, it's going to be more than $5.
Oh, yeah.
And with this one, you only have to buy one. That's the minimum that you can buy.
That's crazy.
Did you know that Dollar Tree has a tumbler spinner?
They have been seeing our YouTube channel, Lauren, and they're like, what else can we give these people?
I know.
They've been looking. If you work at Dollar Tree, just call us up. We will give you all the things we want.
Yeah. So they do have a tumbler spinner. We have it. We've not used it yet. We've not had a chance to use it yet. But as soon as we use it, we will let you guys know if it's worth the $5 or not.
Yeah. I
mean, it is battery operated. That's the only downfall, is you do have to, it is battery operated. It's not like you can plug it in. But I mean, honestly, it's $5. What else did you, well, I mean, what more did you want?
That's crazy.
But,
so cool.
But if it works halfway decently and you have 5 of them going at one time, that's better than spending $40 on one, because that's what they normally are. Okay, so yeah, this is how we have recently been ordering our stuff. Yes, we still love going to Dollar Tree. We absolutely love going and seeing what we can find there. But at the same time, now that they have lowered their quantities on a lot of craft supplies and things like that, it's just a no-brainer. We just go there first and order it instead of having to go to the store and search and look. And not all Dollar Trees are the same. I don't know I know that there are some Dollar Trees would never go to. Cannot say, not happening.
Yeah, people comment all the time like, we are really blessed with our Dollar Trees, and I had no idea.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that say, but we don't have a Dollar Tree Plus yet.
Well,
y'all, you don't have to have a Dollar Tree Plus because it's on. You can now have it shipped to your house.
Yes, I love that.
Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into our craft today. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to set all of this over to the side. And before we start doing anything, we are going to first drill our holes into our foam dice. Now, I know you all are going to ask me, so give me a second.
People are dying to know the size of our blocks and cubes as well. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, these are, I think online it said they were 2 1/4. Maybe not. Let's look on here and see if it says the size. If not, they might be 1 inch. Let's pull out our trusty MGL measuring tape and we'll see. So they are about 2 inches. They're 2 by 2 dice. You can do these whatever, and I was getting you the size of this drill bit. If you'll give me a second, because this is hard to see. This is a 5/64 drill bit.
Okay.
Listen, y'all, this drill bit does not matter. I mean, honestly.
No, just make it, you could even use small drill bits and make the hole bigger. Like,
yeah.
there's ways to work it. You want to be able to get your jute twine through the wood.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a specific size. Honestly, this is one I know there was a larger drill bit on here. I just grabbed one out of our toolkit that looked to be about right, and that's what I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up, and I like to use either the side that has the 5 or the 3 on it, or even the one that has a singular one if you're using these, to drill through the center, because that dot right there is in the center of the dice. So what I'm going to do, we're just going to start drilling.
Love it.
Now, don't drill through your table. Take it slow.
Please don't drill through your table. Also, give me a comment. Are y'all loving the conversation about Dollar Tree? We use it all the time. We never get to talk this much about it. Leave me a comment. If you're loving it, drop me an emoji. If you're loving the convo today.
Okay. One thing with the foam dice is it's going to be hard to get that. It might be hard to get that through there because it is a little, what you can do if you have a smaller drill bit is you can just kind of keep working that drill around inside, and it's going to hollow the middle of that dice out. So now you can see that there is a larger hole and it's all cleared out, and it's easier to thread that jute through the middle. Okay?
I love it. Lots of emojis, Lauren. People are loving it.
Okay. We're just going to keep on it going then. You know what? I said use the center of this one, but I don't, now that I'm looking at it, I don't even think that's in the center. I don't think it's printed in the center. It really doesn't matter. It's not going to be that big of a deal. There we go. You also want to make sure your drill is going the correct way.
Love it.
So now we're just hollowing out. Perfect. And you just keep on it going. We're going to do it to all 4 dice.
Love it.
It is easier if you set it down to start it.
Yep.
And then pull it up so that you don't drill through your work area. Sorry if this is loud. Perfect. And then our last one. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to clean off my area, because now what you are going to do, now the same goes for the wooden dice. Obviously, this drill bit is a little large for this, I would think. I don't know, let's see, because we're not going to be using this. We'll do this too. So it's going to be the same concept. You're going to be drilling through the center.
My tip here is just, you know, always slow, steady.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. This is going to be great.
Woohoo! There we go.
Amazing.
So no, it's not actually. That works perfect.
Love it. Okay, Diane is asking, can you just measure the size of the cube just so people will be aware again of the size of the cube?
Yeah.
Both, like the foam, let's measure the foam one and let's measure the wooden one for you guys.
Foam dice, 2 inches.
2
inches. It's like a smidgen under 2 inches.
Cool.
If we're getting technical, they would sell this as a 2 by 2 inch dice.
Yes.
If I was getting really technical, I would say it is about 1 7/8.
Right.
But
right,
I mean,
right. Sure.
or 1 15/16.
Okay.
If you want to get technical, but technically it's 2 by 2.
Our wooden one's a little smaller.
Our wooden one is about probably 1 1/4 is what I would say they would call that.
Love it.
1 1/4, 1 1/2. I don't think it's 1 1/2. It's just, it's hard to measure because this wooden one has these like sawed off or like shaped edges. Yeah. Like it's a softer edge, not a hard edge. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, this is what I call a hard corner. You see how it meets and it has a sharp point? That is what I call a hard corner. This is what I call a soft corner. Like it's a corner, it meets, but you don't have a sharp point.
Right.
So that's what I mean by hard and soft corners, okay? This one has a circular face, whereas this one has a square face. It's just, this one is a little, and I'll show you guys when we get into design space. When you set up your guide for how large you want your letters to be, you do need to take the area or the diameter of the circle, not 1 1/4 square. I would do it by the circle. So if we're going just strictly by the circle, I would say we comfortably would need to be at a 1 1/4 inch circle. Okay? That's gonna leave you a little bit of wiggle room.
I love it.
Does anybody have any questions?
This project is gonna be so good, and it's really, y'all, this is pretty, I mean, Lauren's gonna go over painting, which I want you to really, like, a lot of you may doubt painting foam, but I think you're gonna be impressed because of the paint we're using.
Yes.
You're gonna really enjoy this.
And somebody asked, would it be better to paint and then drill? The reason that I'm drilling before painting, especially on this color foam, is because if you paint it first and then go in and drill it, then you take a chance of chipping that paint.
Yes.
Okay? So this way I can cover all of these areas and make sure that it's covered, and I'm not gonna come back in with this harsh drill and take a chance on chipping that paint off.
Yeah.
So that's why we drill and then paint.
We're getting a lot. Super exciting. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Love it, love it, love
We're
it.
gonna talk about hack number 2, maybe.
Oh, I bet.
Or hack number 4.
I was about to say, there's no way we're only at hack number 2.
No, we're at hack number 4 because this is, once again, if we have any friends that are new with us, new to crafting, new to cricketing, this right here is going to be your best friend when it comes to painting. Heat gun. This is a heat gun.
Yes.
You can get a big heavy duty one. This one is specifically, I think, for like embossing, things like that, but it works, especially if you are working with chalk paint. It really helps speed up the drying process. Chalk paint already is a fast drying paint, but because we are working with all the sides on this, I don't want to set it down and then part of this get like chipped off. So what I'm going to do, I've got my heat gun, which is not technically linked below because I didn't have to use it for the stain.
Right.
But we're going to dry this paint with this heat gun real quick. And really and truly, you just have to dry one side of it. That way you can set it down and it doesn't chip.
I love it. Y'all, the heat gun saves me every day. Every day.
Single day.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. The heat gun's great. Francis, you have the best heat gun, for sure.
Okay. And that's dry enough for, no, not really. I'm in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry.
Right.
So because this is probably, if I were to paint all 4 of these, it would probably take me a little bit. So let's just do 2 of them. Well, I'll paint 2 of them. Since I've already painted this one, I'm gonna sit and let this one dry first, and then we'll talk about the techniques with painting foam. And then I do also wanna touch on painting wood and staining wood. And then we'll assemble one of them or one letter on one, because I want to make sure you all get all of the information when it comes to making these, okay? So when you're painting foam, it's just going to be like anything else. You're just going to do a thin layer first. And what I did specifically for these, we're just going to do a thin layer, and there may be chunks that you have to, so that one should have probably sanded that down just a little bit. I'll see if there's another one that has like ridges on it, and I'll show you what I mean. And of course there's not. So if it has ridges on it like that one, what you're gonna wanna do is just grab this and you can just kind of sand it down. It's not going to hurt the foam. It just gets those little edges right there off of it so that it's not sticking up, okay? So we'll just switch over to this one since I just sanded it. So what you're gonna do, dip the paint into your paint. I like to scrape the excess off one side of it, okay, back into my thing. And then we're just gonna do a light, even coat. Now you want it to cover it, but it's okay if some shows through because you don't want it to get too thick.
Yes.
You do not want your paint to get super thick to begin with. Understand? Now, what I think I might do is go ahead and grab this and dry this. Just do a little quick dry on it.
I love doing a little bit more than a light coat, heat it, and then another mid-grade coat, heat it again. Like,
yeah.
That way, kind of what Lauren's doing here, this really, I like that she does the tap. Like, that just verifies it. It's
now,
so
you
cool.
can see it's not completely dry, but I didn't want it, like, super dry because what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm going to take my this is, I've just started, I scratched the paint off of it, but I use it, but I'm just going to take this and hold it up this way. And then I'm going to give it a light coat everywhere else.
I love it.
And this really, it lets me control what side I'm using.
I love this. Y'all, if you're like us and we don't use this weeding tool, this is such a great hack. I'm glad we got it for you, Lauren.
We never use, I've never really used this weeding tool, to be real honest.
Really? It's a hard one for me to use. Like, I don't like it. It's too long, obviously.
Yeah, and I like I don't know. I like the curve of the other one because I think it allows me to pick it up a lot easier. Okay, so you guys can see that I've got a light coat. I don't know if you can tell, but you can still see the dice kind of through there. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna set this to the side. I'm just gonna set this on my plate, set that to the side. And then this is another one. See, it's still not dry. You might have a hard time getting this to dry on the foam. I think I did a little bit too thick on this one.
Yeah.
But so we're just gonna bring bring this back in. It's all about thin layers. All about the thin layers. And getting those thin layers to dry properly.
Yes, small, thin coats, not scuffing it up or anything like that is amazing.
Yep. And it's also okay if you have, like you can see there, I touched it and it wasn't completely dry. Not a big deal, because y'all, we're just gonna go in there and paint right over it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna give this a nice second coat. And as you can see, the second coat I like to do a little bit thicker. Tanner said he likes to do a medium to thick on his first coat and then a lighter one on his second. I'm the opposite. And you have to find what works best for you.
Yeah.
I like a lighter coat on first and then a thicker coat for the second one.
I love it. This is so exciting. So exciting.
And then next, we're going to talk all about staining. Staining is a big one.
Woohoo!
Who loves to stain? Drop me an emoji.
Ooh, I love to stain.
If you love to stain
it looks
wood.
so good. It looks so good to be able to stain. It looks so good. I love staining. So Lauren, do you want to know a secret?
Yes.
I was scared to stain.
You were scared to stain.
I was scared to stain.
Why?
It seemed like, okay, this is my thought. When I thought of staining, I thought you had to be a professional to stain. Does anyone out there agree with me? Like, before I stained, I was like, okay, I can paint, but what about, like, I just didn't feel like it was me. So if you have also thought of that, let me know. Let me know.
Okay, I'm gonna set this one down very easily. Boom, and we're gonna let that dry. So I'm gonna set that over to the side. And actually, you know what I don't have in here?
What? I'll grab it.
A staining rag.
Oh my gosh, I'll grab it for you.
So before we start staining, first of all, when you are staining, like I said earlier, my advice to you is to always sand your wood before you start. What it does is it opens up the pores of the wood. It allows that wood to be more porous. Like if there is some type of finish on top of the wood, it eliminates that finish and allows the wood to really soak in that stain.
Okay, Lauren, I thought we'd bring in another hack.
Oh no, this is.
What hack are we at today?
5.
Hack number 5.
This is, first of all, we link staining rags in our description just because you all want links to the things we use.
Yes.
We never buy staining
how funny it would be if we put use old shirt.
Yeah.
Use messed up shirt.
Right. So this is hack number 5. I never buy staining rags.
So many people, first of all, are also agreeing with me that they thought they had to pay people to stain. But what's so funny is staining is 20,000 times easier than painting.
Oh, I would stain anything before I would paint it.
Unbelievable.
I would stain it before I would paint it. So hack number 5, this is an old t-shirt that we messed up on here in the office. Grab you a pair. Do not throw your old t-shirts away. Old t-shirts are the best for protecting your work surface, staining rags, cleaning stuff up with. I mean, it's old t-shirts or nothing for me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take me some scissors and I'm gonna cut me a little staining rag off of there. And then I'm just gonna lay this out so that I can protect my surface, because this stays in our staining drawer, or in our where we keep all of our stain. And then before I start the process of staining, I'm just going to give all sides of this wooden block a nice sand, okay?
I love it.
Okay, so now that you've done that, another little thing that I do highly suggest that you all do is grab you some gloves.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've got some right here. Because stain will get on your skin and it will stain your skin.
Yeah.
So
we love these gloves. These are on Amazon.
Yes. And then what we're gonna do, I also like to have paper towels handy.
Yeah.
Because if for some reason you have a stain and you put it on your surface and you decide, this is a little dark for me. Paper towels are the best thing to just wipe that off, or have a clean staining rag.
Yes.
Not only does it wipe off some of that excess stain, but it also helps it penetrate into the wood a lot better. So before you start staining, definitely need to make sure you shake your stain before you open it. All I do is I dab it in there, get some excess off of there, and then we're just gonna start rubbing. And I like to rub in circular motions.
Wow.
And then once you're done, if you wanted to, see how much lighter that makes it? So you can let the stain penetrate and keep going. And we'll bring this in for an example. This one I did not wipe down. This one I did. So you can kind of control the depth of your stain. If you want it to really get in there, you use more, let it sit longer. If not, wipe it off and it does get lighter, okay?
Wow.
You don't have to continue dipping.
Y'all, it's as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it's just wiping.
It's as easy as it looks.
It's just wiping it on there. And for those that haven't stained before, one thing you do need to be aware of is the way that the grain of the wood is going.
Yes.
Because on the edges, like this edge right here, it's going to be darker.
Yeah.
So when you are drilling your holes, if it's like, for example, you can feel it's more of a raw edge than a finished edge. That raw edge is going to soak up stain a lot more than the way that, see how this grain is going up and down and this one is sideways. This is going to, the stain will penetrate more on this side than it will up and down grain. I did make this one a lot lighter than these, just because I wiped off some of that excess stain. You can also come in, if you wanted to, and do like an antique finish over the stain. That's something that we won't touch in today, but we may do in the future. But anyway, that's it. That's all it takes to stain.
Wow.
Like, it's so simple.
It's awesome.
You're done.
It is awesome.
You can take acrylic paint, water it down, and it acts like a stain.
Oh yeah. It acts as, if you're on the fence about buying stain, because it's not cheap, it's really good quality, do what Lauren was saying. Water down some acrylic paint, try it out. It won't, I mean, real stain is so good.
Yes.
But if you can make a DIY stain from acrylic paint, so
the big difference why a lot of people do the water down acrylic paint is because stains come in like wood color finishes.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to make like a stain type look, like you don't want to really paint something, but you want to, say you wanted it to be like a bright aquamarine blue, but you still wanted to see the wood grain behind it. What you can do is water down a blue paint, brush it on, wipe it off, and it acts like a stain.
Yeah.
I love it. Mind blowing.
I love it.
But like I said, we're teaching you that tomorrow at our New Year's Eve event. I'm going to teach you how to take an acrylic paint, turn it into a stain.
Love it.
But let's go ahead and hop over in just a second. Let me cancel this. Cancel. And then we are going to, I'm just going to show you how you can, I'm going to show you how to size your letters depending on what size dice you use.
Remember those sizes, y'all. This is why we measure.
And this is why this is what you are going to do this all across the board, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to go overhead, and that one is, my painted dice is still drying, so I'm going to take the unpainted one here. And once again, we've measured this before, but always our rule of thumb here, measure twice, cut once.
Yep, I love that.
Once again, we are going to measure. So we are looking at 2 inches on this dice, and I said 1.25 inches on this one. So we do have a circle face here and a square face. So now we're going to hop over to Design Space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a shape. So for the circle-faced dice, I'm going to grab a circle. And then for our square, not a text, for our square-faced dice, I'm going to grab a square.
Love it.
Now what you're going to want to do, we are going to, this is already 2 by 2, so we don't have to do anything to that. For this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to our size.
Amazing.
A size, and then we're going to type in 1.25 because that is equal to 1 1/4.
Yes.
And then this is going to be the size of the face on the wooden die.
I love it.
Okay. Now I'm just going to change the color just so I can see a little bit better. We'll change it to brown, and I'm just going to come over here to advance and make it tan. And then we'll change this one to white because we're working with tan and white. And that way you can kind of see the color that you're working with and see what other colors look best. So now what we're going to do, the font that we used for this one specifically, if you'll give me a minute to think, is it Insistence? I'm pretty sure.
I love this font. And we played a game, Lauren, yesterday, if they could guess Tanner's favorite font. And they got it like really quick. So y'all know I'm like tried and true with my fonts.
It is not Insistent, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to look at Maker's Gonna Learn in the fonts.
MakersGonnaLearn.com.
Okay? So we're going to come over here to the fonts. Now, for these types of, for this project, I personally think you need to go to a block style font. I think a block style font is going to work better for this. So we're going to go to our basic. We don't have like a block style, but we're going to look for our basic fonts, and we're just going to scroll down. Some of these are not as basic as I would like. Some of these aren't as basic. We're just looking for just a blocky style font. Birdie is a good one.
I love Birdie.
And what I do love, when I was making this, you can type in the word that you are wanting to have on there. So if we want to do home and we want it to do it in all caps, I love that you can type it in, not home in all caps, and you can preview this. So you don't have to download. Like, I like the amber font, but that E I don't think would look that well on this specific project. So we're just going to scroll down until we find one. And that, I think, is my most favorite part of the new website.
This preview text set up like no other. I mean, this website, we have invested 5+ figures into this website to make it the best operating, the best view, everything for you on mobile and everything like that. So it is so, so good.
Omni is a great one. I loved it. Another thing that I like looking at is the way Inventor, beautiful on this style font. I'm trying to find the exact one that I used. I want to say it took me forever to figure out which one I wanted. Grammy, but reading that would be so not fun on these tiny, tiny letters. Simplicity is another one. Man, I don't know. Let's see if we've got Simplicity. I like Simplicity. Orange Leaf is beautiful. Invested, that's it. Invested is the one that I used. I knew it started with an I. Ooh. I just couldn't remember. So while we're here, I don't think Invested is on our thing, on our computer. So to download fonts from Maker's Gonna Learn, you are going to click this little arrow pointing down, come over here, you're gonna unzip the file, you're gonna open it up, and then you're going to install the font. We do have a video, if you do not have a Mac, exactly how to install fonts on Mac and PC. Alicia did that. She did great with that.
Yes, it's so good.
And then we're going to come back over here to Cricut. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and save this project because this is a new project. You can save it. We'll save it under blocks. I'm going to save that. And then here's a really cool trick for our newbies. This is another hack for our newbies. Our ones that have been here have been around knows this little hack. But for our newbies, you do have to reload Cricut. Now, used to we would exit out, come back in, and it would be a whole ordeal. All you have to do is go to View, Reload. It's going to reload all of this.
I love it.
And then now you can come here, go to our fonts, system, type in Invested, and there it is.
Amazing.
And there you go. And we're just going to type in Home.
I love this font.
Now, when you are adding these to the dice, my suggestion to you guys is go to Advanced, ungroup these to letters. That way that they are, you can leave it like it is, but when you ungroup to letters, it gives you more room. Like you're going to cut them off. You're not going to add them. You're going to add them one by one anyway. So you'll just ungroup to letters. Make sure that they fit. So this one, I would size down just a little bit here. And that one would fit perfect there. And then this one, I would size that one up. So if you're doing it on multiple blocks, what you can do before you ungroup to letters is just duplicate that word and have it on all three different things.
That is so good. And that way you can visualize it. You can see your projects right where they need to be. It's awesome.
Yep.
I love it.
So once you have sized it based on the whatever block you're doing, what I personally like to do, I don't like to delete those out. I'll just come over here and hide them because I no longer need them. That way if I come back in the future, I can just unhide this.
Yeah.
And it's there. But then you would just go to make it. It's obviously it's not gonna be in order, but once again, that's okay. You would go to continue. We are using the Explore 3 today. I'm not gonna cut this. I do like to cut this on, I think Alicia cuts on just regular vinyl setting. I normally cut it on premium vinyl. Yeah. Just because that's what I cut it on. Then you would load it and cut it on your mat, okay? Now, before we go back to sit down, when you are assembling your project, because this is one that really is, you can interpret this and take it so many different ways. We just wanted you all to know the basics of how we created this. This one specifically, I didn't even use transfer tape. I just used my tweezers, picked my letters up off the mat and placed it down. That way it didn't take away any of the stain, nor did it take away any of the paint. So that is one thing that I would suggest when you are adding your letters onto there. These are pretty simple letters, unless it's letters that have, which I don't really know of any, but If it is a harder letter, you can use transfer tape. But for these, I just picked it up with my tweezers.
I love that.
And laid it down. When you are stringing it onto your jute, one thing that I highly suggest is grabbing you. What tip is this?
I think we're on like 9 or 10.
Okay.
This is a good tip, y'all.
This is a good one. So I'm gonna cut some jute and we'll show you guys what I like to do. This is a big one here in the office. We all do this when we're stringing stuff. So I will grab some masking tape, okay? And what I like to do is I like to tape the end of this jute so that it has a kind of a more, it's a, I don't want to say like a harder surface, but it's easier to string it through with the masking tape rather than just the jute. So you just roll it around the jute, and then I'll just come in here and twist this like this, make it thin at the top, and then I will grab my tweezers.
This is the best hack ever.
Take this, which this one is really easy to thread through it. Let's do this one because these are going to be harder to thread through. You're going to take it, and then that way you can take your tweezers, grab the masking tape, and push it through.
People are freaking out about this hack.
Yeah. Take the masking tape, push it through with your tweezers, push it, keep pushing it through, and then it will come out.
Look at that.
Oh, no, it didn't. I grabbed it and it didn't. Hold on.
It's okay. No worries.
These tweezers are not my normal tweezers. My normal tweezers, if you all didn't know,
the Caesar
are the Caesar tweezers. They're my favorite. But then you can come back through here and have something hard to grab onto, and boom.
I love it.
And it's really, really easy.
So good.
When you're doing it to have this so that it doesn't bend as easy with the beads. Just push it through.
That was amazing.
Did you just see how much easier it was to thread those beads?
Lauren, are you doing it again? Do it again.
Yeah, watch.
Ooh, bring it up close to the camera so they could really,
Okay.
I mean, we need to see this real close before we come back.
Okay. You know what? We're just going to unstring this. Are y'all seeing this? Okay. Wow. I have it here. It's hard for me to do it and stand on my tippy toes at the same time. But really, with this, you don't have to hold it on the tape. Just that tape pushes itself on through there. Boom.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Look how easy.
Love it. Congratulations, everyone.
And then what I did here, you can do this. You can put beads in between these blocks, whatever you want. Let's move this t-shirt out of the way so they can see it a little bit better. You can put beads in between the blocks if you want to. I've actually just put knots on either side of the beads so that they don't really go anywhere, like they don't spread out.
Right.
And then I also put knots in between these beads.
Love it.
So that's going to be your personal preference.
That is so cool.
We are going to be making the cutest little thing today.
Yes. So in today's video, we're going to be teaching you how to make faux, no-sew, first of all, no-sew faux leather patches for beanies.
Yes.
I am obsessed with these. Leather patches on hats right now are really, really big. There are a lot of different varieties you can do with this, a lot of different things you can do. So I'm really excited to teach you all how to do these today. This would be an amazing last-minute gift for someone on your list that you may not know what you need to get them.
Yes.
We're going to be doing a couple little design space tricks as well, so I'm really excited about that for you guys.
Honestly, a craft that includes leather is just something I want to be a part of.
That is, I think leather has a special place in my heart.
Me
just
too.
Period. I just love leather.
I like how it smells. I like how it feels. It just looks good. Like, I just love it.
Heaven to me smells like a leather shop.
Oh, listen, if y'all have been to Dollywood, you know Dollywood, you know the section. There's a section at Dollywood, if you haven't been before, and you walk through, and there's like, that do the silversmithing there, and then they have like a leather shop and the hats. Yes. Oh, man, that is just a dream. It smells so good. I love it.
Love it.
So,
or a boot store.
We went last weekend to a boot store, and I was like, this is the best smell. I was like, I look weird right now, but I'm about to smell this boot.
I'm going to smell this boot.
One thing about me, I'm going to smell that boot. It smells so good. I can't help it. Oh, that's so funny.
Yes. Let's talk about this beanie. Y'all, I am obsessed with it. We'll go overhead
so cute,
so that you all can see it. The font we paired with this, which I like a thinner font, but you could do so many different things with this. You could do Mama and Minnie.
Yes.
You could do husband and wife if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, or just names. It open to so many different things. But this is what we're going to be making today. So let's go over the materials that you're going to need. Obviously, you are going to need a plain beanie. It does not have to be black. You can get whatever color. These are we got these from Amazon. It was a 2-pack, pretty cheap. I think they were like $15 for both of them. I know you can probably find these at Walmart. There's so many different places you can find these beanies. And you can even get the ones with the pom-poms on the top if you want to. It really doesn't matter. But you do need a blank beanie. We are going to be using the paper thin faux leather from 143. That is linked below for you guys. This one you can cut with an Explorer or a Maker Machine, or really even a Joy. All you're going to be using is a fine point blade, so you can cut this with pretty much any machine that you have. We are going to be, now this is something that you may not have on hand, and these are the rivets. So we're going to be using rivets today, and that's going to be key for this no-sew look. The rivets are what's going to hold this in place, but then after we place those rivets under there, I'm going to come in with some E6000 and place it underneath this patch and then put some pressure on it and let it sit for a day, and that is what has really attached this patch onto the beanie. The rivets hold it in place, and then the glue just kind of adheres those edges down. But even if the glue didn't stick completely, y'all, those rivets are like, it's not moving.
That E6000 is like duct tape. You can fix anything.
Yeah.
It's going to stay. It's going to attach forever.
Yeah. So that is the rivets. I do have a leather punch here. I don't think you necessarily would have to have it. I really think that a hole punch, actually I know a hole punch will go through this faux leather. I just had this handy. Actually, it was faster for me to find the leather punch than it was for me to find a hole punch here in the office. So I do have that. I do have a little rubber mallet that's going to help us with putting on the rivets. Of course, I have a mini easy press, some black HTV because we are going to be putting HTV on the faux leather, and then I have a strong grip mat for when we cut the leather, putting it through our Cricut. Let's get out of this. This was from a couple days ago. Oh, of course, y'all, an update needed. Imagine that. Imagine. Okay, so while we are waiting on that update, we'll just go ahead and go over here to Maker's Gonna Learn. Oh, here it is. It's coming. Let's go ahead and go here. So the text that we are going to be using, I'm pretty sure is Demonstrate.
It looks like Demonstrate.
I feel like we've used Demonstrate so much here recently.
It's one of the best fonts we have. Look at it.
Is it? Let's type it in. Look at this custom text feature that we have.
It's my favorite feature on our website. Oh.
Because Cricut Design Space is coming up.
Oh. We're trying to do too many things at once.
Yeah.
Lots of emojis.
So let's go back to our project. Okay. My project has now turned into my stuff. It's no longer projects or my projects. It's my stuff. I don't know about it.
Wait, does mine look like that?
I don't know about it.
Nope. Mine still says my projects. I'm going to need to update.
I don't know about it.
I like my stuff.
I do. I mean, but I'm just used to my projects.
Yeah.
So one thing that really changed my thinking the other day is somebody, and we'll go to one for just a second. Somebody said, Cricut updates. Why are there so many? Like, it irritates me. Why are there so many updates?
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. Y'all, there are so many updates. Instead of looking at updates as a negative, I feel like we need to change our thinking and start thinking of updates as a positive, as like, oh, wow, I'm going to get more up. Like, they're going to fix all the bugs. They're hopefully going to fix some projects. Maybe I get some new features.
Yeah.
And then every time we get an update, it's more like a gift rather than, again, really?
Because you have to reload design space and all that.
Right.
I think that's why people probably
I think we need to start looking at it as a positive. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So this says font center, banana pudding sketch. Okay, first of all, I don't think banana pudding sketch is on there. We're gonna use image info. Moonlight. I did not use demonstrate.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come back over here to Cricut Designs or Maker's Gonna Learn website. Y'all, if you've not seen our fonts, let's just go to our front font page. We have some really, really good fonts right now. They are not currently loading.
I think we're not logged in either.
Oh, we're not, are we?
Yeah, sometimes on this computer in here, it'll log us out, like if we're not piddling around on it enough.
Oh, I see that now.
Yes. That Groovy Cowgirl font, if y'all are members and you've seen that Groovy Cowgirl font, it's so cute. Have you seen it? It's like wavy, but Western.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cute.
So, it's trying. Oh, there it is. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, very
Tubular is another one that I've played around with that I like. It's a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the font that we're going to be using today is Moonlight. But what I really wanted to show you guys is our preview custom text. So let's just say we wanted to put in a name and see which one looked best. I'm actually going to be putting Mama on this one because I'm going to have one for me and one for Asher, my little boy. But I'm spelling Mama different than everybody else does. Most people spell it M-A-M-A. I've always spelled it M-O-M-M-A. So that's what I'm going to be spelling it today.
That's Mama with a country accent.
That's how I've always done Mama.
It's
so cute. We are going to see which one we like. You can scroll down and view them. But I think we're going to be using Moonlight today.
Love it.
That's the one that, not M-L-O-N. Let's try that again. That's the one that I had. So this is what it would look like. I like it. So what we're going to do is you're going to click download. What you will do then is come down here, unzip this file, and then you are going to open it up and you'll install it to your font book, and then you will reload Design Space. And y'all, it's that easy to upload fonts. It is that easy.
April's asking if you can use Cricut leather on this project, and you can. And is that Cricut leather, or is that 143's leather?
I thought this was 143's leather.
But you can use Cricut leather.
We have Cricut leather.
Yeah, we have it, and it's literally like the same.
Yeah, so here is the Cricut leather. It's a little different. It feels a little different. So this one, I feel like Cricut leather feels a little bit more like suede. This one, for some reason, the 143 is a little smoother. But I don't hate the Cricut leather. Like this red patch, actually on that black beanie would be cute if that's the vibe you're going for.
Yeah, that would
be
yes,
you can use, oh, this is actually faux suede. But I think this would look good. Like the Cricut faux suede, faux leather would still look really, really good.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is I'm going to grab my measuring tape and we're going to go overhead. And we are going to measure the size that we need our patch. So this right here, we're looking at about, I would say 2 inches in height. You could go up to 5 if you wanted to. Really, I'm looking at a 2x4 inch patch is what I want. And we'll bring this one in and I'll see exactly what I did for this one, which is a little bit, that's about what I did. I think I did closer to 4 1/4. Looks like I did closer to 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. So what you'll do is you're going to come in here back to Design Space. We're going to grab a basic shape. Now, you can decide if you want a rectangle with rounded edges, with hard edges, any one you want. I think this one has rounded. So we're gonna grab this one. It does have rounded edges. We are looking at already, we're gonna change the height to 2. And then what that will do, it'll make it a 2x3, but I want it to be closer to a 2x4. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up here and unlock this, and I'm just going to go to width and put it at a 4-inch width so that we are at 2x4 inches, okay? So this is going to be our base shape. We're gonna be building this that you see over here on the side. So we're going to change that material color to the tan. That's the tan that we're gonna be using for our patch, okay? So now, what we're going to do is grab this. We're gonna take our shape. What I wanna do is I'm going to be creating this line right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to offset, and instead of doing an offset, I'm going to do an inset, okay? So I'm going to do a negative. If you all have never done this, I love this little hack. You're going to do a negative, which is going to give you an inset, but I don't want it I don't want a 0.25. I want it about a point, I think I want to do a 0.05. Nope, see, that's too close. You can play around with it. Let's do a 0.1, see what that looks like. Okay, that's a little better. I like the 0.1, so now we're going to apply that. Now again, we're going to, this is selected. Our black inset or offset result is selected. We're gonna put another offset on that one. So we're gonna do another, you can keep it at negative 0.1, or you can go larger if you would like. I'm going to apply that. Okay, is everybody with me? Now that we have, and there's so many different ways that you can do this. This is just the way that my brain works. Now we have both of our offset, or both of our insets that we just created. We're going to make sure both of them are selected. Then we're going to come down here to combine, and we are going to exclude. So what that's going to do is that's going to take off all that middle portion, so all the gray portion. So once you hit exclude, bam, you have a border.
Love it.
Super easy, super simple. So now you have a border to go around your patch. So Donna says, do you folks think it would be rude to make IOUs for gifts this year since I can't have my big heat press until Christmas? I personally do not. This is just me. Like, if I know that I'm going to be making something for someone, but I'm waiting for something else to come in, I think that would be fine. That's just my opinion.
You could even print out like little cards that have like a picture of the image you're going to use.
You could make
something.
cards on your Cricut, like she said, print out an image of what you plan to make them and say, coming soon, I don't know.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon.
You can come up with some kind of cute little thing to put on it. I don't think that's bad at all.
I don't either. Okay, so now we have our line around. We're just going to come down here. We're going to grab our text. We're going to change it. Oh, this is different.
Ooh, okay,
what?
Cricut. Okay, Cricut.
That's way different.
I love that for us.
Okay.
That's great and beautiful.
Bookmark, recents. Moonlight's on our recents. Huh. And I can even bookmark it.
Fancy pants. That's fancy.
Okay. So now I have the Moonlight font. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Mama. We're going to bring it over here. And I mean, it fits pretty perfect.
That's cute, girl.
It fits pretty good.
I love that. Mama.
But what you would do here is you would size it up or down, kern it or not, move the letters around depending on what you want. I will zoom in so you guys can see. But that's it. So now what we're going to do, the next step that you have to do, you have to take your border as well as your mama, and then you have to come down here and you have to unite them together. Okay? So attach, unite, weld. Pretty much going to do the same thing, except unite is going to be able to let me come in here and just select, so you can see unite over here. I can come in here and just select Mama and still move it around if I wanted to, but it's going to cut it. But when I try to click it, I have to come over here to this and select it by itself. But what it's going to do is it's going to cut it on the mat all together.
Right, so you're not having to place this
Yes.
border and then place the name at the same, or at separate times.
So if you were to weld, which is what we used to do, then you couldn't go back. If you saved your project and then decided, hey, I want to come back and redo it, you can't do that once you hit weld. Once you hit weld, it's permanent, it's done, no going back.
Right.
Okay? So combine just allows you to come back and change some things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom out. I'm actually going to select both of these, and I think I'm going to make it just a smidgen bigger. I said I could do 2 1/4, so I think we're going to do 2 1/4. Right about there.
Jennifer's talking about your amber ornaments. She made them for her black Christmas tree, which I think would look really cool.
Oh, yes.
And she also did red. You know, I said it would look like blood, but she said that it looks like poppy-filled red. Like, it's very pretty.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Jennifer,
amazing.
if you're a member, post pictures of yours. I did some too and posted my mom's tree that I did with them, but I want to see those red ones.
Yes.
Especially on a black tree. That's cute.
Yes. Okay, so now that we have this combined, we're going to go to Make It. This is going to separate it out on 2 different mats. You do need to make sure that you turn the mirror on for the black. We're leaving it the same for the tan. So we will cut our HTV first. That way I can be weeding that while the other is cutting. So we're just placing our HTV shiny side down on the mat.
And whenever y'all are cutting things that have this delicate of a font, well, for us, we love to use the Caesar Easy Weed for projects specifically like this, because any other HTV is not necessarily going to weed as well. And we use a lot of different HTVs, but I swear by the Caesar Easy Weed.
Yep.
Y'all, we did the little Christmas like place setting, and we did a little wooden deer like drink name thing, and I put a name, I swear it was like the tiniest name I ever saw in my life.
Yes, it really was.
It weeded like butter. Like butter. So the Caesar Easy Weed, if you're wanting to do a lot of these especially, is going to do you good. It's going to work every time, and it's going to, as long as your cut settings are right, it's going to weed good every single time.
Yep. So I'm cutting this on Everyday Iron-On. That is my personal favorite to cut, the Caesar Easy Weed. I really don't have any problems with that. So we're loaded that into our mat, and we're going to cut that. Somebody asked where I got the rivets. I got those at I almost said Walmart, Amazon. I got those at Amazon, just so you guys know.
I feel like you could get rivets. Could you get them at Lowe's?
I don't know.
Well, probably Hobby Lobby too, honestly.
I would assume. So while that's cutting, I'll go ahead and show you guys. This was a pack of different rivets that we got. It does come with instructions to show you how to work these. It's pretty simple, but it comes with a setter and like something to help you press down on with, and it comes 2 different colors and like 3 different sizes. So you have silver ones and gold ones in here, so you could do really whatever you want. And they come in different lengths, so some of them are longer and some of them are shorter.
It looks like Hobby Lobby and Walmart sell these. So if you all have your faux leather and stuff already, or if you want to pick some up at Hobby Lobby, you can make these before Christmas.
So you can see there's one that's longer and one that's shorter. I'm wanting to say that we used the shorter ones with this one, so that it would stay down. But we've got this cut, so let's take this off. Boop. Now we're just going to load our faux leather onto our mat.
If you're using the shortest ones, those are 0.24 inches. Someone was asking about the size. So.
Okay. It doesn't have the, I guess when we ordered these, there was something on the front of it. I guess we just took it out and threw it away.
telling us measurements on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did go on our Amazon store and see what we ordered. So I think what is linked down below is exactly what we ordered. So now we're just gonna load our faux leather onto our Cricut. Come back over here to design space because y'all, I'm the worst at remembering to do this. We're gonna change this, our setting, to faux leather paper thin. I've not had any issues. If you wanna cut it on more pressure, you can, but y'all, this cuts so easy. So we're just going to let that go through. Does Walmart carry faux leather? So I'm not gonna say yes or no on that because I feel like all Walmarts are completely different.
That's
like
a fact.
One Walmart that I go to will have a bomb craft section, and then another one that I'll go to won't even have hardly anything. Like they don't even have a craft section. Some Walmarts carry fabric, some do not.
Well,
so
that's what I was about to say because it looks like they have like some pre-cut leather fabric like in the fabric section on Walmart.com. So like I would check your Walmart, especially if you have a fabric section, and just see if they've got some like, it won't be in sheets like this probably. It'll probably be like on a roll, like a fabric roll.
Yeah. So, and that's it. Boom.
Easy peasy.
Look how good that cut.
It's cute.
Okay, so now let's get to weeding our...
I actually bought, I'm so bad, like, I can make stuff, but like, I just be buying stuff instead of making it. So don't be like me, because I could have made this so easily, and I literally bought a hat with a leather patch on it from a small shop on Etsy.
Well, at least you're supporting other small businesses.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So if I wasn't doing, but it's a real hat. It's not a toboggan. It's like a little flat bill hat for my little cousin. Oh my gosh, it's like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, so these are really, really popular right now. I don't want to say, like, beanies have always like been popular. But right now, those flat bill hats with the leather patches are super popular.
They're so freaking cute. They're like the cutest thing I ever saw, especially on like little boys. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Okay.
Gwen's asking when to know when your blade needs to be replaced, and for us.
So that's gonna be depending on how much you use your machine.
Yeah.
If you use your machine a lot, I would say 4 to 6 months, maybe not even that many times. And it really depends on what you cut.
Yeah.
So if you cut stronger material, then your blade is gonna get duller sooner.
Like if you're cutting leather like this a bunch all the time, you're gonna replace your blade a lot sooner than if you're just doing paper crafts all the time.
Yeah. Okay, y'all, look how fast. Now we're taking our Cricut Mini Easy Press heat setting of 2.
Are you pressing that on the mat?
I was going to, but thank you. I was just,
stressing me out.
I was just gonna go at it. Listen, that's just how I. Now, does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Does that make you feel better?
I can just imagine that being like glued to. I don't think it would happen, but I don't know. It was making me nervous.
I honestly don't leave it on there a ton. This stuff adheres pretty quickly. And I don't like the leather curling so much, so a couple good swipes. And now we are going to be ready to attach our patch to our beanie. Yay. So one thing I do want to say is I did this before putting my holes in the leather because I am, if you can see on this Asher one, I did put the rivets around the corners of this, so I still wanted, like I didn't want the HTV to stop, if that makes sense. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna come in with my leather punch, and that's the smallest. I don't want it on the largest.
And if y'all missed earlier, Lauren said that you can use a hole punch
Yeah,
for
you
this.
can use a hole punch for this. I'm just using it, I'm just using this because it was easy, like I knew where it was in my desk. So what you're gonna do, hole punch, leather punch, whatever you have, you're just gonna take it and you are going to put a hole down here in the corner. So, and this faux leather can sometimes, I'd say if you had a hole punch, it would actually be easier. I'm putting it, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch from the corner. Let's see. Maybe closer to 1/2 inch from the corner. So 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch from the corner, you're going to put your hole in here. Punch your hole in the corner. You're going to do that on all 4 sides.
Someone was asking about using the faux leather from the Dollar Tree, and we haven't used the faux leather from the Dollar Tree because our Dollar Tree doesn't carry it that I've seen. Now, Lauren and Courtney went to the Dollar Tree last week, and y'all, they've got cup turners, they've got a resin.
Yep.
So I'm thinking like maybe we need to go and see if ours is carrying leather. Did y'all see any?
I did not see any.
Well, I'd like to try it out because we do use faux leather for like a lot of our crafts here.
We do.
And I feel like it would work just fine for this. Like I don't, you know, a lot of times there's different qualities of things in crafting, like especially HTV and like resins and stuff like that. But faux leather, like it is what it is.
Ooh.
Like I don't feel like there's going to be a huge gap between the qualities of it. So maybe we'll try to get some of that and see if it'll work. I want to make some of these hats for my family members because I think they're so cute.
They're really easy. So I'm just going through and making sure that I have 4 of each piece for our... Okay, so I lied to you all, or I didn't, but did I tell you there were 3 sizes or 2?
2, but in the Amazon thing,
there's 3.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think we've used all the little tiny ones, so I'm not using the tiny ones. I'm using the middle ones.
Okay.
Not the little tiny ones. I'm using the middle ones to
Those are 0.31 inches.
Okay, so the rivets that I'm using, the base is a 0.31
or 8 millimeter.
8 millimeter base. Okay. So we've got 3. I need 1 more. There we go. Found it. Does anybody have any questions so far?
I think we've addressed them so far, but if anybody can think of any at this moment. Oh, Greedy Gambler Slots asks, what type of brand of leather is this? This is 143 vinyl.
Yes, this is the 143 vinyl faux paper thin leather. This is what it looks like, the sheet. You can also use the Cricut leather for this if you wanted to. Either one would work. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to come in here. We're not gluing this down first. And the reason we're not gluing this down first is because I want to make sure I get my rivets in the right spot. And then I'm just going to come back through and use the E6000 as like a little bit underneath it. Not all the way across it, just so we tack down these edges. And then we'll place something heavy on it to press it for later, okay? So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to come through here. And if you want to, I think, I'm trying to think if I made a hole or if I think that's what I did. So I came, lay this down. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our leather punch and try to just make a little hole here in our beanie. Now what I'm able to do is take my rivet, and you want this end is gonna go up through the back part of it, and then it will just pop through here. Okay, is everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go through, and I think I'm gonna place all 4 of them while we're doing this. So
someone was asking if you can sublimate on these. I haven't sublimated on this faux leather, but that website I was telling you about earlier, Lauren, where a lot of the people that have lasers, they get theirs from this website called Create with 614, and they sell sublimatable leather patches that also have adhesive on the back.
oh wow.
So you could technically sublimate this name or like whatever you wanted. You could sublimate a logo. Like I would love to put a business logo on one of these. So that could be a good option too.
Okay, so now that I have my 2 top corners done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my base. Now there is a concave, so there's a side that dips in and a straight side. What you're gonna do is you are going to use, I'm pretty sure it's the concave side that we're going to be placing it. Oh, no. You're going to use the flat side first, place it down on something hard, and then what we're going to do is we're going to place that on top of it, take our front part of our rivet, place it down on top. It's a little hard with nails. And then it's going to click, which you all didn't hear that click. Really, you can do it with your finger. You don't have to have the anvil or the setter. And then you're just going to click them in, okay? So we heard them click, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and y'all don't put these in the washer.
No.
I would not ever. I would hand wash it if I needed to.
So now what we're going to do is we are going to, we've got this, we've clicked it in. What we're going to do is we're going to place the concave end of the setting tool, and we're going to, oh, no, sorry. Y'all, I don't do this very often. Here's what we've got this. So there's a side that has some like a divot in it. What we're going to do is we're going to take it, still on the flat side of this one. We're going to place it over top of that rivet, hold it down, and now we're just going to hammer it down. And if you mess up the first time, it's okay. There have been so many times that I have messed these things up. So I'm going to take this off. Let's go back to one and we'll take this off real quick.
Someone was asking if you could do this with the Explorer. Any Cricut that has a fine point blade, which is all of them, can cut faux leather. So yeah, you can.
Yes.
Yep. That's what I love about it.
I can't remember how I got this off the last time.
Did you have pliers, maybe?
I bet I did.
You want me to grab those like fine point? I'll grab those.
Please and thank y'all. Mm-hmm. So, as you can see, we obviously mess up too around here. So we are going to fix it. Because these rivets, if you don't hit them exactly where they're supposed to be, can be tricky. And see, look at this one, we'll go overhead. See how this one went sideways? That's not what you want. You want it to go straight down, and I don't know why it went sideways because I did have it straight down. But this metal is very...
I'm going to link that website for you all, that one of the sublimatable patches. I think, let me see, Craft with 164 is the website. There's lots of numbers in these crafting websites.
There really are.
Hold on, I have a link. Because a girl that I follow on Instagram, Wooden Lush, she is a scroll saw artist. And if y'all didn't know, I do scroll saw work. So she does laser and scroll saw stuff. And I was like, where do you get your patches? I need to know because I wanted to do some like already adhesive patches so we didn't have to like figure out how to put adhesive on the back.
Right. And I tried. Where did those wire cutters go?
Oh,
okay. You know what? We just got it off. We got it. Okay. So let's attempt this again.
So it went in sideways? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it like went in the wrong way. Like it went in completely sideways. So we're going to attempt this again. We're going to grab another one of these. I'm going to move it over this way. We're going to bring this back in.
Okay, let's see.
Put it through our hole. Grab this. Snap it down on the top. This one came off a while ago, so we'll take this out. Snap it back down on the top. Then we are going to take our rivet, okay? I'm going to unfold this. Flat surface.
And I think this is something like once you've do it over and over again, you're going to get better at it. Like the more often you do it, the better you'll get.
Take your setter, place it here. We're just going to give it a lovingly gentle tap to start out with.
I think everybody is like, oh, just watching you fix that.
I know. Then we're going to move over to this side.
Someone was asking about doing a vintage look on these. I feel like the leather patch in itself looks vintage, if you're asking me. Like, I feel like this looks like a vintage leather patch.
Yeah.
Naturally.
So we're going to hold this down. I think it's just this side that doesn't like me because the other side did fine.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why.
It's looking cute, though. Very cute.
Okay, so once you have those two set, you're going to come back in and do the same on the bottom two.
So in my brain, which you said that you're going to add the glue at the end, in my brain I'd be like, okay, I got the first two in, I want to put glue on. Would it mess me up if I put glue on and then did the bottom two?
I don't think it would.
Okay.
I think if you wanted to go ahead and put glue on it, we can, which we can do that now that we've got it set. What we can do is we'll just come in here. The only problem is when you are working with this, like coming in here with these rivets, like you're going to be moving all of this around.
Right.
Would be my only issue.
Yeah, and it yeah, I can see why that would be a problem.
So same thing. We're bringing this in the bottom. I didn't cut the hole in this one. Let's go back through. And I'm actually going to move this to the smallest setting on that. And
Melanie says, I sew and rivets and snaps are the death of me. I just can't seem to get it right. For the first time around, I waste more than I use, but when you get them right, they look amazing.
they really do.
I agree. These rivets take this project like on to another level.
Yeah.
Because we could just attach the patch as it was, but I think the rivets give it another element, and I like it. I feel like it needs it.
For sure. Sorry if y'all can't see. I'm trying my best to like work this and do this so that I can get both of them in the shot. There we go. Ah, there we go. Well, and now come out. Okay. It's all good.
Y'all, it's hard to focus and craft and teach.
You know what I think my problem is?
What?
I've just realized it.
What?
I did use the smaller ones on this one. Look at the size difference.
Oh, like the diameter is even
Look
smaller.
at the size difference.
Okay. I figured the diameter on all of them would be the same. And
I
it would
did
just
too.
Be like
so
the
this
depth.
is why, okay, this is why I hate the fact that the daggone thing is not on the, why did we throw it away?
I don't even know when we got those, if you want me to be honest. I'm going to say make your university era.
Yeah.
2022.
But why did we throw that top part away?
I don't know.
Because I need those smaller ones. That's my problem, is I need the smaller ones.
Okay.
And I bet you money I'm going to have to do silver because I don't have enough of the gold ones because the gold ones have been used. There's one tiny one. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Give me one more. Give me one more. Come on.
April asked if they have designer rivets or do they look like these. I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but I'm thinking like, do they have like special kinds of rivets or are they all gold and silver?
I think they do have special kinds.
Yeah, they've got like different finishes and stuff like that for them, if that's what you're referring to.
Okay, so we're gonna try this again with smaller rivets. That one may just have to be bigger, I don't know. Maybe we can get it out. Or maybe we can just cut another one. Okay, so you do need the smaller rivets with this. It does work better with the smaller rivets. This one is already in. So let's go ahead and put this one in. Snap it down. So we're doing the 0.21 diameter rivets, okay? 0.21. Putting it on the thing, putting our setter. Y'all, did you see how much easier that was? Mm-hmm. It was because my rivets that I were using were too large. Too large.
We figured it out.
Figured it out. So now I'm just going to come back in here and put another rivet here.
Lauren's not turning the hat all the way inside out because if you turn it inside out, that back flap is going to try to like cover up what you're trying to do. That's
yeah, so if I turn it this way, that's what it's going to look like.
It's hard to see
because
what you're
this
doing.
is what's going to flip inside out.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to position and move everything accordingly.
These patches we created ourselves, Jeff, so they're actually just cut from faux leather that we ordered from 143 Vinyl, and we did link the vinyl below if you're wanting to order some. And they have like, I want to say they have like 8 different colors of faux leather.
They do.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 6. And some of it is like metallic. They have metallic gold, antique gold, pearlized gold, and pearlized silver. And then they have a distressed saddle and a russet tan. We're using the russet tan today. The saddle is more of like a
Dark.
it's like more orangey. I don't want to say cognac because I feel like that's kind of what we're using today. But they've got lots of options.
We do love the paper thin faux leather for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So now that I've got that one in, that one corner just may have to be a larger rivet is all I can say. Now I'm going to take my bottom part. Now this is where you will kind of flip it inside out, set it down on it.
Oh, Jeff was wanting to know the sublimation patches. Listen, we might need to do some content around sublimation, leather sublimation patches.
Yep, that was my problem because look how much easier. It's going like a breeze now. Okay, and here is my last little guy that I'm going to be using. We're going to come down here.
It's looking good. The final countdown. Is everybody ready? Speaking of final countdowns, is everybody ready for Christmas?
No.
Lauren's not ready. She'll get it together. I have no worries. If Lauren was shopping, a month ago, I would be worried about her. But the fact that she hasn't done her Christmas shopping yet, I know she's gonna pull through. I know you are.
I mean,
Lauren thrives in procrastination period. She thrives there. Me, on the other hand, I have to start shopping like 6 months in advance. I have to plan it out and make a Excel spreadsheet, and we're different in that way.
Yep. And that's okay.
That's okay.
That's on period.
That's on period.
Okay, we're on our last one.
Yay.
Finally.
Oh man, listen y'all. We haven't talked about our new little schedule coming up in the new year.
We've not.
But we have our schedule's going to be a little bit different coming here soon. I think y'all are going to really like it. I think they're going to be really pumped about it.
I do too.
It'll be different, but I think y'all are going to like it.
Okay.
So it's done.
Well, yes and
your
no.
glue.
So if you wanted to, you could be done right here.
Yeah.
The only issue is, let me see if we do it. Let's go. So the issue is when you put it on,
It's got the little...
yeah. It puckers right here. And that's just normal for the leather patches. So the next step you're going to do, you can do fabric glue, E6000, whatever. We are going to be using E6000 today. Oh, and this doesn't have a tip on it, does it? Darn.
A tip.
There's
on
not
it.
like a precision tip.
No. You can get a paintbrush. You can just wing it.
Well, we may have to do that. So we're just coming in here, and I'm just going to, we'll just use the back of the patch like this. Place some of that down, move it back to where it's supposed to go, smooth it out. Y'all could see, I don't know if y'all saw that, but I did a pretty large like dollop in there, and then what I do is I'm just coming down here and smoothing it out. And then this side is still wanting to like pucker a little bit. So I'm just gonna put that there, place it down, but instead of spreading this way, I'm gonna take it and kind of spread it back in toward the middle.
Yeah, April was saying that they do sell it with a tip. We don't have the one
I
with the tip
thought
today.
that they did sell it with a tip.
Yeah.
I was almost positive they did.
E6000 is so handy to have. It
So
works for
normally
lots of
they do
things.
sell it with a tip, so it would be easy with the precision tip to get in here and do all of this. We're just doing a little bit. Now what you're gonna do is you're going to want to take it, flip it this way, flip it inside out, and then I don't have anything heavy right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to place something heavy over top of it and leave it sitting for a day, and that way it will really adhere down to the beanie.
Yes.
And then it ends up looking like that.
It's so cute. It looks good.
So let's talk about what you're doing today.
Okay, so first of all, this is technically a Dollar Tree craft.
No way. Why is that on the title?
So I don't know actually.
It's okay.
Oh wait, it is the title. I would never do us dirty like that. I knew if it's listen, if we're using Dollar Tree items, we are gonna let y'all know.
We're letting you know.
And honestly, if we can use Dollar Tree, we
do.
because we know that y'all love it. And this stainless steel tumbler from Dollar Tree has been like probably my favorite $3 to $5 section
I was about
item.
to say, it has been consistent for us.
Yeah, we've used it like in
lot.
different type of crafts and tumbler. Like we've done a resin tumbler with it. We did just HTV on it. So I love it.
It's special.
Yeah.
So you're going to love getting to figure out how you're doing it. And Alicia, give us a little sneak peek. Like, should I be, if I'm watching, should I be scared to do this?
Absolutely not. No, and I think what I think happens is people see an unfamiliar like ingredient.
I was about to say, there's some stuff over there that I'm like.
Yeah, so we're using ferric chloride today, which sounds really fancy. And
It is.
It's really,
Where do you get it?
At Amazon. You can just get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And there's lots of different brands. The brand like doesn't change from brand to brand. It's just a chemical.
Okay.
And so a lot of people think they can just use like glass etching cream on stainless steel, and it's not, because it's a different,
Totally different formula.
right, different components go
like,
into it.
formulated so differently.
The ferric chloride can actually, it works on like brass and copper. And I wish I don't know what happened. We had this little cute little tray that said hippies welcome here.
Yeah.
And it was brass, and we etched it with ferric chloride. So you can use this to etch lots of different things.
This is good to have in your back pocket when you're not doing your regular etching.
Yes, for sure.
I think etching is like so not talked about enough.
Yes.
Because the durability, your lifespan, and so much more with this technique.
And it's classy looking.
It's very classy.
It's very classy. It's not like super like crazy and colorful. It's kind
It's
of
not
subtle.
vinyl, you know, you're
Yeah.
using vinyl, but that's not going to be your end result.
Right.
So I think if you've never done this, you're going to learn a lot today.
I agree.
My second tutorial that you're really getting today is a really great understanding of how to truly make a stencil.
Yes.
If you've never made a stencil with your Cricut, stick with us. You're going to love getting to see Alicia build the stencil, bring it together, and it's going to be so awesome.
And I'll say this time that I did it the correct way. Y'all, I used to make some like, you know how I do my stencils the old way? I'll show y'all how I do it the old way, but I'm going to show you how to do it the right way
Oh my
today.
gosh.
Okay, I love that. This is very science lab-ish, and y'all know about that. If you are wanting to, I feel like some people get the etching and like the citrus strip kind of confused.
Yes.
So this is not like the citrus strip. The citrus strip is when you take a powder coated tumbler, we apply actual citrus strip to it, and then it like etches the tumbler. This is going to be actually etching the surface of the stainless steel tumbler. So we're taking a standard stainless steel tumbler. Now this is the Dollar Tree $5 tumbler that I'm obsessed with. We have used these for so many different projects. And so this is what we're going to be etching on today. So let me kind of go over everything that you are going to need and why you're going to need those certain items. So to start with, obviously you're going to need your tumbler. I have our Star Mask by Starcraft. This is stencil vinyl. Now, you do not have to use stencil vinyl. You can use like scrap regular adhesive vinyl. I would not recommend permanent vinyl just because it's going to stick a lot more intensely, I guess.
Sure.
You just need it to stick enough and so lay down flatly, so you don't want to have to use like your good permanent vinyl. If you have some like old removable vinyl or stencil vinyl laying around, that will work perfectly.
Now my secret is that I just like to use a color of vinyl I accidentally bought.
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, and it will work great.
Yeah.
And I've never had any issues yet, and I've stenciled many different things, but I find myself using purples, greens, pinks, like colors that like just do not.
That you bought, and I know y'all have bought vinyls that you don't use.
Me, I always do.
Me too. So use the ones that you're not really going to be using for other projects. You just need to stay stuck to your tumbler while we do the corrosive part of it. So the secret ingredient that we're going to be using is this ferric chloride. So this is it says on the front, copper etchant solution. This will etch copper. You can see there's like lots of little warnings here, poison, corrosive. So obviously when you're working with stuff like this, you're going to need the proper PPE. So things such as vinyl gloves, mask if you're not in a well-ventilated area, which we are, glasses, things like that, just to protect yourself. We always want you all to stay safe when you're crafting. And then you're also going to need some pure baking soda. So this is like our neutralizing agent. This basically works when we are done with everything. We're going to kind of put this over everything to neutralize it so it doesn't continue to like corrode the material that's beneath it. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's see, we've got a few other little things. You're going to need some cotton balls. So we have tried this with Q-tips, washcloths. I feel like this is the best way to do it, mainly because it's disposable. Like when you're done, you're done. It takes up enough room that you need to cover your entire stencil and things like that. So cotton balls. I've got a bowl here. You can use a disposable bowl if you would like. This does wash out, like everything washes out. This is like a craft bowl, so we don't eat out of this bowl. Like, get your designated craft bowl. I feel like if you're a crafter, you probably got a designated craft bowl somewhere. I've got some painter's tape. I have a measuring tape, a weeding tool, a burnishing tool, so like your standard Cricut tools. And then I also have a piece of butcher paper down. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've got paper down to protect the surface.
Yeah,
we don't want to get this like on anything. And then I have just a standard grip Cricut mat, and I cleaned this mat. Aren't you guys so proud of me?
Look at you.
Aren't you so proud? I cleaned it just for this. Well, I cleaned one yesterday, and I thought
it's because you watched my video.
It definitely was. And so I was like, I need to clean a mat for today's live because it was just looking janky. And then I've already cut out our stencil, but I'm going to show you all how to make this stencil. Let me go overhead so you can see really good. I'm going to show you all how to make this little stencil. So we're going to do cheetah print. Isn't that cute? I love it. Yes. So let's go ahead and go into Design Space. So we are in Design Space. Let's go ahead and open up our website. So we really need to start from the Maker's Gonna Learn website. That's where you're going to be able to retrieve all of the yummy files that we like to use. So I am on the home page. Let me get logged in really quick. So sign in.
I love our website. It's like my favorite.
This is, so we just updated, well, I don't want to say just.
Over 6 months ago.
Has it been 6 months already?
I don't know, October.
It's been a few months, but the new website is beautiful.
Yes.
So if you're new, this is our website. You can see we did this last week. Snow globe glass tumbler.
I love
gorgeous. We do lots of master classes for our members. Those are member-only contents. You have to be a member to access any of those.
Plus our 30 days to master your Cricut challenge. And we're honestly trying to figure out what new things our members want. So if you have a request, let us know. There's quite a few different ideas we have going on. So let us know what you're really needing help with. We would love to have that conversation today.
Absolutely.
If you're a member, and if you're not a member, we just want to let you know that we want you to feel included. So
absolutely.
Be sure to share.
Carrie, we are still using ferric chloride today. You're just going to need baking soda to neutralize the ferric chloride, but the actual etching solution is ferric chloride. So you can see, first of all, look how cute these cheetah letters are. I have not used these on a craft yet, but I am dying to because they're so cute. And I'm just like really obsessed with cheetah, period. So we're gonna actually be using this file right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it. It's gonna pop into a zip folder down here. You can just double click that. And then we're gonna double click the folder, and we are gonna be using the SVG today. So let's open Design Space back up. I'm gonna go to the far left, hit upload, and then we're gonna hit upload image. And then I'm gonna select my Finder and just click and drag that cheetah print into Design Space. Now, if I'm going a little bit too fast for you all, we do this in the beginning of all of our videos, and all of our videos are posted on our channel. So even though this is a live stream, you're gonna get to go back and watch it. So we're gonna go ahead and upload that. You can see I already uploaded it earlier. And I'm gonna just
Can we just talk about how easy it was to upload that?
I mean, what was that, like 15 seconds flat or something?
A lot of times we have people confused how our membership works in relation to Design Space. And it's that easy, it's that fluid. It takes, I would say, an extra 10 to 15 seconds, which creates a lot of value for you. So if you are a Cricut Access member, and we had this conversation last week. Was it last week? Your week before last?
Week before last, yeah.
You know, Cricut Access, you don't have access to the file forever.
Right.
Or you've downloaded it now, you have that forever.
You own it.
You own it, you know, at least personal use, even if you cancel your membership. So if you're considering Makers Can Learn today, it can really be that easy.
It really is. Okay, so when I pull it in, obviously our final result looks a lot different than this result. So right off the bat, I want to go ahead and just get the outlines of my spots. I don't necessarily want those brown spots in between the black. So when you pull this file in, it's grouped together as 2 layers. So I'm just going to hit this little button right here. This allows us to group and ungroup. I want to ungroup so that I can delete that brown layer. So you can see here, I can just select the brown layer, and I know that the brown layer is selected because right up here you can see this brown is popping up, and all you can do is hit delete. So we just want the black outlines for this project. It's just gonna make it a lot easier. We don't need to be etching both layers in this instance. And then what we're gonna do, put a pause on Design Space. Let's go overhead and measure our cup. So this is the parts where we're gonna be doing kind of like a full wrap on the top edge of this tumbler.
Now, let me pause you. Kim has asked a question that actually I'm very interested in knowing too. So I'm selfishly asking, where did we get that bottle of baking soda?
This is from Amazon.
Oh my goodness. Amazon takes such good care of us.
And I think I linked this one because I thought this is great because it's not like the box ones that stay open. And it has like, you can spoon it out or you can shake it out like a salt shaker.
No way.
Yeah, so this is pretty handy.
Now, I will say, this is a little bit different of a bottle, but oh no, we ordered this exact one, 12 ounces. Yeah, the bottle looks different now.
Oh,
but
does it?
But this is the same one we ordered, so I don't know if the picture's different, number one. Number two, it's a little bit more expensive than,
well, y'all know prices on everything.
You know, baking soda at the store, I don't know what it is right now, but at the store it used to be, you know, 60 different, 60 different.
Prices?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
60 cents for a little container.
Oh, yeah.
So
oh, gosh.
We're also getting...
Okay, so we measured the top portion of our cup. Now, if you were just putting a decal on this, you don't need to measure the entire circumference of the cup. You just want to measure the area that your decal is going to, or I'm sorry, that your stencil is going to be going into. So if I just wanted to do it like right here on the front, I could do like a 3 by 3.5. And my height, I don't want to go past this lip because it starts getting a little wonky when you get on this like curve, this curvature area. So I kind of stop at 3.5. So I'm gonna do 10.5 by 3.5 because we are gonna do a full wrap decal. So let's go back into Design Space, and what all I've done is pull in a basic square, and I'm going to unlock my square, and then in the width box I'm gonna put 10.5 by 3.5, okay? So we've got our little square right here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it over to the top left corner of this cheetah print, and we can select both of these, and we are going to align to the left, and we're gonna align to the top. So this is nestled right up in this top left corner of our design. And then what I'm gonna do is shrink, Command Z, undo that. I'm gonna select the cheetah print just on its own, and I'm gonna shrink it down to the exact width of our rectangle. So this cheetah print is technically a seamless pattern.
Wow.
So if I land it correctly and my measurements are perfect, then it should look like a seamless cheetah print pattern all the way around.
Can we do it?
We can do it.
Woohoo.
I believe in us. So that's why I'm shrinking my cheetah to fit within the width parameters of this rectangle. Now, the next thing you're gonna want to do is select both layers, and we're gonna hit slice. And what this is gonna do is we can delete that. We don't need it anymore. Basically, we're just gonna be left with these spots only, okay? So now what I need to do, it looks done, right? Like it kind of looks finished, but it looks a little bit different than this one over here. So what I'm gonna do, I have saved the wrong cheetah print first of all. Let's go back. You need to save the spots. So you need to save the, does that make sense? We don't want to save the negative space. We want to save the actual spots. So I've got my spots that I sliced out.
And can we talk about, can you bring that back real quick,
Yeah.
Alicia? Let's just talk about this real quick. So this right here, if you zoom in a little bit,
let's zoom in.
For everyone at home, look at how your little, at the bottom of the one that looks like a stencil, there's no way that, you know, if you applied that, you would be able to, you know, make sure that line is there properly.
Right,
So,
there's not gonna be, see right here beneath these spots, there's no cut lines. It would only cut up at that top area, and then there would be no cut there. So you would have to manually, like with an X-Acto knife or something, go in and cut
like painter's tape, I don't even know what you would do.
Yeah,
you know what
it
I mean?
would make it much more complicated.
So the negative, we're deleting it out. We do not need the negative anymore.
Let's just get
and we
rid
can
of
pick
them.
back right where you're at.
Yeah. So then what I'm gonna do, I'm going to create my stencil border around our cheetah print spots. So before we made a 10.5 by 3.5 rectangle. Now I'm gonna create an 11 by 4. So I'm giving myself a 1/2 inch allowance all the way around my cheetah print. So I'm pulled in my square. I'm gonna unlock it again, and we're gonna make this 11 wide by 4 tall. And then I'm going to click and drag, so I've got both of my layers selected, and we are going to center them. So you can't see the cheetah print. I'll send this to the back just so you all can see. Now the cheetah print is centered in our rectangle, and I'm going to select both layers. I'm selecting both of the layers, and I'm going to slice.
Smart.
So then we can remove all of this, and we can delete it. And y'all, I know that I'm using slice when I could be using the new functions. Don't come at me, okay? You can use the other functions. I think you could use subtract there or exclude. But basically,
Alicia,
we just sliced it out.
one day those functions are gonna go away.
I know, and then I'll have to learn. I actually do it. I do it when I'm by myself sometimes. It's just whatever my brain goes to first.
Yeah, no worries. Oh my gosh, we have such.
Okay, y'all, that's it. And
You did
then-
it.
Yeah, we did it. And so all you would do is just add, we've got our Star Mask stencil vinyl here. So if you all have watched any of my stencil videos, I'm like a stencil maker. I just feel like I make stencils a lot. But this is my favorite stencil vinyl. You can get this on the 143 Vinyl website. So it's 143vinyl.com. And all you would do is just cut yourself a piece of vinyl that is at least 11 by 4, and probably needs to be like 12 by 5 at least. Give yourself enough room and just line it up to this top edge, and I could just trim it right here. And then we're gonna go back into Design Space. I'm gonna hide one of these, and you would go make it And you don't need to mirror your image with a stencil, nothing like that. I'm going to select continue. And there is actually a stencil vinyl base material setting. So you can just type in stencil. And I typically just use this basic stencil vinyl setting. I'll hit done, keep it on basic default pressure. We're going to be using a fine point blade. Then you're going to load it into your mat and let it cut. And there you go.
I love it.
That's it.
Now, I want to pick on Alicia for a second.
You can pick on me. It's okay. I'll allow it.
Some of the cool features of the new functions is that Alicia kind of made herself do a little bit more work.
Yes.
When you are still using slice, like we've been accustomed to, you had more work to do. There was more layers.
It keeps all the layers there that you cut through.
So you cut through them, and then you have to delete them out. And someone asked a great question, like, how many do you know you made? What I do when I slice, when you click that slice button, you'll be fascinated to not keep your eyes on the canvas, actually move your eyes to your layers panel.
Yes.
You will see 3 or 4 new layers appear, and it's beautiful. It's a really fun part of the show, like that. The training you could get.
And the layers panel is so helpful. A lot of people, I think, are intimidated by the layers panel for some reason, but it can be very beneficial if you start learning how it works and how you can use it to your benefit, especially whenever you're moving layers around after you've united something.
Right.
It's just, there's a lot of benefits to utilizing that layers panel. So after you've cut everything out, you are going to be weeding the spots out. So we are weeding out what we want to etch onto our tumbler. So if we did words, you are going to weed out the words. You will not weed around the words. You will weed the actual word out.
Can I just say, if you're not paying attention and you're wanting to really learn stencils, come back to us.
Yes.
Come back to the show. Alicia, just repeat that one more time.
Okay, so after you cut everything out, now this has already been completely weeded, but whenever you cut your stencil out, if you do words, if you do flowers, whatever it is, you are going to weed out the portion of the stencil that you want to show up on your cup. So if you're doing words, like if you put I love you on your mug, you're going to weed out the I, the love, and the you. You will not weed out the area around the words. Does that make sense to everybody? And then, especially on this little cheetah print that we've done, I have weeded out all of the spots, and you all know how earlier I was talking about if we had used the negative space for our stencil, how we wouldn't have cut lines beneath our cheetah print spots. You all can see here now, I have cuts right here. So because I put that border, because I put that box around our cheetah print, it allowed me to actually cut out the entire spot rather than missing the bottoms of these spots that get cut off.
It's beautiful.
So hopefully that makes sense to you all, and I have already weeded, honestly, because this would have taken me forever to do on the live stream. So I went ahead and weeded it. And then I used the Caesar transfer tape. That's my favorite transfer tape. But use whatever you've got on hand.
Y'all know me and Alicia also can debate that.
Tanner likes the masking.
I like masking paper transfer tape a lot.
Yes.
It's very affordable.
It is. This is a little bit more bougie. It is a little bit more bougie, and it doesn't.
You can
work
treat
with,
yourself though.
Yeah, treat yourself. I use it all the time. It's my favorite. I keep a roll of this, like a 5-foot roll of this on deck.
That's awesome.
Okay, so before we start doing anything, I'm gonna make sure. I already actually did this before we came on, but you need to make sure. Hold on, let me make sure I'm in center before I start showing y'all. Make sure that you have cleaned your entire thing with rubbing alcohol. You can just take a paper towel and clean it with rubbing alcohol really well. And y'all, I don't know what the Dollar Tree was thinking. And I don't know if y'all can even see it. Can you see the square right here where the price tag was?
Oh.
I'm so bothered by that.
Yeah.
So normally their price stickers are on the bottom when I buy these, but for some reason, they thought it would be smart to put it right there. And now you can see where it was, and I don't know why. I have cleaned the dickens out of this. I've cleaned it, and it won't come off. But that's fine. We're etching, and no one's going to know. No one's going to be able to see it. So clean it with alcohol, just rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. Just wipe it off really good to make sure there's no like debris or oil from fingerprints and things like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my stencil. We're about to get into the fun part. So I'm just going to pull this backing off. And I'm hoping that this lines up really well. I would love to have a seamless
I would love that for you too, Alicia.
Me too, but you know, y'all know, if you're a crafter, you know it don't always work out like that. Okay, I'm already making a rookie mistake, y'all.
What did you do?
Okay, so I'm gonna keep this on here, and in order for me to fully wrap it around, I'm gonna flip it over to the back, and I'm just going to bend this back right here. So I'm just bending back a little bit of that backer, about 1 inch, and then I'm gonna line this up with the edge of my tumbler. Can y'all see this? If my head starts getting in the way, you tell me, Sadie.
I mean, we have to sacrifice sometimes for perfection.
I know, and I want it to look good. So I'm just gonna line the top edge of my stencil. I'm gonna line that up with the top edge of my. So just like that, okay. Got my burnishing tool, another burnishing tool on hand, and I'm gonna come underneath here and kind of pull this down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna burnish as I go. I'm gonna move that to the side. Let's just burnish as we go. We wanna make sure everything sticks down really well. Okay.
Now for the chloride, do you recommend goggles?
I would wear safety. Yes, I would wear some type of eye protection.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, this is already crooked.
Alicia, no.
But you know what? This is why I really like using stencil vinyl, because look, it's just kind of coming up. It's going to allow me to kind of move and adjust if I need to. But like if you were using permanent vinyl, I can't promise y'all that that would work for you.
Wow.
So I'm just going to, if I try to be too perfect with this, I'm going to mess up. So y'all just let me live my life. I'm going to put this on here. I'm really bad at doing things like well and accurate. Anyway, so I'm just trying to get this right. So now my other technique is to just go in. I'm putting the middle portion here, and I'm trying to get it down as straight as I possibly can. Bear with me, everybody. It's going to be worth it in the end. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying. And I swear it's making me feel, y'all, if you guys have ever done tapered tumblers, it feels like I'm working on a tapered tumbler, but I'm not. This is not tapered. But it doesn't want to lay flat for me.
I mean, Alicia, we did get it at the Dollar Tree.
I know, but it still should lay pretty flat. So maybe it was my bad trying to do a full wrap on this. You know what I'm saying? But we're really lucky because this vinyl is coming up so
And people
easily.
just want to let you know you've lost a piece or two of your stencil.
I only lost one piece, okay?
Oh, okay,
Only
Alicia.
lost one.
Alicia knows.
I know. It's okay. They're cheetah print spots, so they're not perfect.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Love
okay.
it.
Let's do this, you guys. This is the last time I'm trying it. If it's a little off, we're just gonna like work with it. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna do it. So, I'm gonna turn it this way. We're gonna try to get this as straight as humanly possible, taking any and all constructive criticism.
Alicia, just pretend that you are in the craft room. You don't have hundreds of people watching you. You're just
no
it's just you.
pressure.
It's just you. Have a craft fail.
It's the nature of crafting is making mistakes. It's just how it is.
Yes, I love it.
You know what? We're committed to this. This is what we're doing here. So, okay, our stencil is down. It is very lumpy, but we're gonna just work with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeegee everything down. Before I remove my transfer tape, I'm gonna squeegee this down. The main thing is that you don't want your ferric chloride leaking underneath your stencil. So I'm just gonna kind of take my burnishing tool and I'm gonna flatten it down as well as I can. And I'm gonna have a few bumps here and there. But y'all, I really like this technique, especially with a pattern like cheetah print, because it's kind of mistake proof. Like you're not gonna be able to tell, even though that my vinyl isn't laid down great, you're not gonna be able to tell it after we apply the ferric chloride and like do the actual etching, if that makes sense.
Right.
So this over here looks really rough, but we are going to make it work, okay, I promise. So we're gonna pull this off. Now this front side looks great. This is good. Okay. Pull this all the way off.
You're doing it, Alicia. You got this.
We committed. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now that it's off, you can see like there's a couple little bubbles and stuff. I'm just gonna kind of go through here and flatten all of this out. Okay. So we are getting there. And you really want to make sure that this is down, because anywhere that ferric chloride goes, it could very well leak underneath. Okay. These are ugly. Just turn a blind eye, turn a blind eye.
Yeah, that's the cool part with, so patterns like this they're very forgiving.
They are.
And you're gonna have really great results with this.
Now, if you were trying to do something that was like very, like perfectly symmetrical, like I think of like an Aztec design or something, it wouldn't be nearly as forgiving. But cheetah print is very organic shapes. And so that allows us to kind of make a few more little mistakes. Now, I could sit here for like 30 more minutes and make this perfect, but like,
we're on a show. We're living it up.
Right, and I don't want to bore you all with trying to get this line.
People are just having a lot of anxiety for your behalf. I'm just
well,
letting you know.
that's how I feel.
You're the entertainment today, Alicia.
No, we're fine, you guys. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
So, okay, this actually did not do as bad as I thought. Now, this is not great, but you know what? We can't all be perfect.
Yeah,
okay?
you're right. You are absolutely right, Alicia.
So now that I have gotten everything down, I've kind of got all of the bubbles out, especially around your spots. You want to make sure all of the bubbles are out that you can get. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to sit this right here on my burnishing tool. Okay, so the burnishing tool trick just kind of allows us to have stability on our cup while we're working. And the next thing that we want to do is put on our PPE. So I'm going to go ahead and put on all of that.
Listen at the nurse in you talking.
PPE, personal protective equipment. So I've got gloves, glasses, everything that you need to put on. We're in a big area, so make sure you're in like a well-ventilated area.
Yes,
to
our
do
previous
this.
studio or two just wouldn't have done near as much.
wouldn't
This
have
is
made
such a
it.
beautiful space that we have. Like, we're so blessed. So thank you, guys.
Yes. Okay, so I've got this open, ready to go.
And you said cotton balls is your favorite.
Yes, cotton balls is the best way to get like even coverage without getting too much on it, because we're going to be applying it in layers. So another thing that I'm going to do is I am going to just add a piece of tape to the bottom of this cheetah print design. I'm just going to add some, mainly because I just want to avoid getting any of this ferric chloride on the bottom portion of my tumbler. Okay, so this is just to protect our cup from getting any ferric chloride where we don't want it. Okay, wind up with my janky.
I love that. Now, other people are also agreeing with you that the top part is tapered. So like, they don't think you're crazy. They actually think.
It has to be. It has to be. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. It has to be tapered because that's why whenever you do a non-tapered stencil, it will bow up like that at the top.
Tell 'em, Alicia.
So it's not me. It's you. It's the cup. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my little cotton balls. I like to just kind of have a pile.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to be dipping my hand back into the cotton ball.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is start by adding a nice thin layer of this. So we're gonna go ahead and get some of this onto our cotton ball, being very careful. And we're just gonna go ahead and start adding this on top of our stencil.
Wow.
Yeah, so good thin layer. We're gonna do like 5 coats of this. So we're applying it all over. And honestly, be really careful. If you don't apply tape to the top edge, be careful there if any of it's exposed.
Love that.
Okay.
And after she gets done with this, we will show you all the finished one for sure.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to go through all this with you and not show you the finished product.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to apply this all over. Okay. Does anybody have questions so far?
People are saying, Carol specifically stated, the angle from above shows how the tumbler is angled, not cray-cray. And then Michelle says the top is tapered. If you line it up at the top and work downwards rather than around, it's easier to line up the stencil.
Honestly, y'all, if I had even one little hankering that it was tapered, I would have shown you all a different way to do a stencil. Actually, I probably wouldn't have done a full wrap.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's very hard when you have tapered cups to do a full wrap. So just be careful, mindful of that.
Absolutely.
What are they doing? Just tumbler. Melanie, we are teaching how to use this chloride on an amazing Dollar Tree. We're etching it.
We're etching stainless steel, and we're using corrosive chemicals. Yeah. We're wild like that.
We're wild.
It's actually just ferric chloride. It sounds fancy, but you can buy it on Amazon.
It's so cool.
So, and there's a couple where it's overlapped. I'm gonna not do this one and like these two. I'm gonna skip those because they're like kind of weird looking, and I don't feel like it looks like a complete cheetah spot, so I'm gonna avoid those.
Megan is completely swamped, but she's still enjoying getting to listen to Maker's Center.
Hi,
Megan, so good to see you.
Always here hanging out with us.
Yes.
Okay, that was what, coat number 3?
Yeah.
We got 2 more.
Woo-hoo.
2 more. We are almost there. And you
Welcome
can see,
all our new friends.
Can y'all see like what's happening here?
Yeah, it's so
that
good.
It's darker than this bottom area. So it's already starting to etch, which is so cool to see. And it's really going to blow your mind when I pull a stencil off. Y'all are going to be like, dang. Okay, so we're just going to keep on going. And also, I want to say, I've got a clean hand and a dirty hand. If you're a nurse, you know that that's a rule in a sterile field.
Wait, what?
I've got a clean hand and a dirty hand. So your dirty hand does the job, and your clean hand stays sterile and clean for other things.
We're learning.
Yes, who knew? This would be a medical lesson.
I love it.
So I'm just dabbing this on. This is our 4th coat. And I've only went through like 6 or 7 little cotton balls.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's really not bad. I feel like if y'all can get your hands on ferric chloride, you probably already have everything it takes to make this.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So, and I was saying earlier, you don't want to get too much of this ferric chloride on your cotton ball, just enough. You need just enough to put a thin coat on it. So don't like get crazy.
Love it.
Yeah. And also I'm using a burnishing tool. I probably should have used like an older burnishing tool because I'm getting a little bit on here, but it doesn't really erode plastic. So I think I can just rinse that off and it'll be totally fine. Okay. This is our last coat.
Yes.
I can tell it's working really well though. So
I love it.
I'm feeling good.
You're awesome.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm a little nervous about this back edge, but like I feel like it's going to be better than I think it is in my brain. Like I feel like I'm getting nervous for no reason because I think it's going to work just fine. Other than maybe having a couple holes. But okay, so this is 5 coats. You guys can tell an obvious difference from the stainless steel at the top of our tumbler versus the stainless steel at the bottom of our tumbler. This is much more shiny. This is going to be a lot darker and dulled down, and that means that the ferric acid is working.
Love it.
This acid is not just for stainless steel. You can use this on copper. What else? There's other, like brass.
Yeah.
Brass. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to let Tanner talk to you guys. I'm going to go rinse this off in the sink, and then we will reveal it together.
I'm so excited.
Okay. So, before I go, I'm going to...
I was wondering when you were going to bring this into the picture.
Not only am I going to put this baking soda on my cup, but I'm going to put it in this bowl to neutralize any of the ferric chloride on my cotton balls. I'm also going to put water on this before I throw these away. I do not want to throw these in the trash can like this. Okay.
Wait, can you tell me why?
Because this is an acid and it's corrosive and it'll eat through Lord knows what's in your trash can.
Scary.
Yeah, so you want to neutralize it with baking soda, and then you want to neutralize it even more with water.
Wow.
And then so I'm going to take this baking soda and we're going to do the same thing all over our tumbler. So this part can be a little bit messy, but that's why we have butcher's tape and this is going to stop that corrosive process too.
Now, does this work on glass?
So you can use Armor Etch for glass. I would not recommend ferric chloride
I didn't
on
think
glass.
So.
Yeah. You can etch glass, just not with ferric chloride. Okay, everybody, are you ready? Are you guys excited?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I can already tell.
Okay, you can. Okay, and when you first rinse it off, you're gonna be like, it didn't work. It didn't work. And every time I do this, I'm like, it didn't work. And I'm like, I just trick myself every time. So let's go ahead and start peeling this off. This is completely cleaned. I cleaned everything off. Y'all, can you see? Can you see it?
Oh, snap.
I just want to say I'm starting with the ugly section, and it already looks good, okay?
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so we're just pulling this totally off.
Wow.
Look how cute.
Wow.
I mean, you can see there's like a few little holes there, but like,
wow.
Let's take our weeding tool and just be careful not to scratch your stainless steel, but I'm just going to kind of pull this up.
Right.
Get off all of these centers. Okay.
That is so exciting.
What do y'all think? Is that not the coolest thing?
I'm highly impressed.
Every time I do this, I'm like, dang, that's cool. I'm always very impressed by this type of craft.
I love it. That is so awesome.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so this is the cheetah print. This is the just a decal one, which is going to be easier. It's a better starter project, I think, rather than doing a full wrap.
For sure. Now, I do want to let you guys know this is on here forever, right?
Yeah,
like,
it never goes away.
Never going away. Never. Yeah. Look at it.
Yes.
Oh,
now this backside needs a little bit of help, but I can totally go back in with some little individual cheetah spots and etch those on there.
I love it.
But now we know that these are slightly tapered. Yeah. But the regular decal, like, it's pretty mistake proof. Like, you can't really mess that up.
That's awesome. And I mean, for a cotton ball, someone asked why you needed so many cotton balls.
I mean, it's to each their own.
Each their own. You could use little more.
It starts getting very saturated. So like, and you don't want it to be super heavy whenever you're applying your layers. So I was kind of getting a new cotton ball every so often because I didn't want it to be like full of that chloride.
Yeah. You don't want it to be too saturated and potentially get underneath your mask or your stencil.
You need a very good, thin, even coat on these.
And someone said this would be great for a flask. This would be perfect for a flask. If you're doing any type of wedding gifts, things like that, monogrammed ones, or something really cool on there.
That's a great idea.
Perfect. Yeah, groomsmen gifts. That would be